Tom Cruise and Top Gun touchdown at the Cannes Film Festival, and James Gray debuts his new movie.
That's right. It's all coming up right now on a special edition of The Take. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davis, and we're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories here at Cannes.
That's right. We have a special edition for you guys because as you see, we are not at our headquarters in Los Angeles.
No.
If you look behind us, you will see the French Riviera. We are at the Cannes Film Festival. It is the 75th annual. We're so excited to be here. Have you been having fun so far?
First time in Europe. It's been an adventure. It's a lot of great, beautiful scenery. You can't beat that anywhere.
Yes, I mean, great scenery, great films. What more could you ask for? It's actually both of our first time at the festival. And right when you touch the ground here in France, everyone was buzzing about the COVID protocols or lack thereof. You're hard-pressed to find a mask, but with that said, let's look at the bright side. It is great to have everyone back together, be celebrating film, be celebrating live events, and a lot of it's outdoors here.
It's interesting, at Armageddon Time yesterday, prior to the screening starting, there was a microphone announcer that said, we recommend you put masks on. It was the first time I had heard it in the festival. So I think people are getting aware that there's no mask, but maybe you should, because there's this faint cough that you can hear when you're in the Palais, when you're at a big premiere, and it you get a little nervous,
yes.
But things are back.
And at the premiere of Top Gun, Tom Cruise, when he got on the stage, he actually was saying, it's so nice to see everyone without their masks and to be able to see your faces and be here in a movie theater. So, there's a little push and pull. Some people are a little worried about COVID, but everyone here is just excited to celebrate film. But let's talk more about Tom Cruise, because Top Gun Maverick had its premiere here at the Cannes Film Festival. It was truly a spectacle. Tom Cruise, quite literally one of the most famous people on the planet, and Top Gun, one of the biggest, most beloved movies of all time. Here on the red carpet, the entire cast was there. They got very emotional. We were both there. I mean, it was very cool to see just how big of an event this was. At one point, they had an air fleet flying over with the colors of the French flag, also the American flag, red, white, and blue. And, Tom Cruise, he got a 5-minute standing ovation afterwards for the film. It started off with a big montage. I loved the film. I thought it was so much fun. What did you think?
Listen, I like the film very much, and it's probably the best version of itself that it could be. The montage in particular at the beginning, it was quite a long montage. It was 10 minutes, but it served as a good reminder of that star power that Tom Cruise has. Maverick, in the story, Ed Harris' character tells him, you're part of a dying breed. However, so is Tom Cruise, and not in a bad way. He is the quintessential movie star. He comes out, he promotes movies. What we see a lot on the awards circuit, we see people, give great performances, but they don't want to come out and do press. Tom Cruise loves that stuff. The movie itself, like I said, very good. I think the Mad Max Fury Road comparisons at the world premiere at San Diego may have, raised expectations a little too much, but it's a shoe-in, I think, for a sound, possibly visual effects, film editing. We'll see how far it can actually go. Paramount is really excited about it.
Yeah, and I mean, there are a lot of people who are talking about it in the Oscars race. I leave that to you because that is your area. But I agree. I think in some of the technical categories, also Lady Gaga has a big song in the film. But you just mentioned Tom Cruise. Nobody loves being a star more than him. It really is true. But I was just thinking, with everything that is said about his personal life, you can't talk about him without discussing Scientology and everything that has followed him. It's really tough to think of a star whose personal life has been so scrutinized, so criticized, so many questions, and still is able to hold this level of star power. So that was just abundantly clear here on the red carpet. But also, though, another huge star here was Julia Roberts. And that really reminds you that there are a few major A-list stars, as you said, but it is a dying breed, this kind of concept of the movie star. But she was on the red carpet at the show Hard Party. I was there, which is why I missed Armageddon Time, but you were there. What did you think?
Yes, Armageddon Time, new film from James Gray, a personal drama about his childhood in Queens, 1980. Got a 7-minute standing ovation. Anne Hathaway, Jeremy Strong were in attendance. Anthony Hopkins is also in the film. He was not there, unfortunately. And then the two new coming stars were also present, getting a big hug. James Gray getting very emotional during the standing ovation. They actually gave him a microphone, and that's been recent years. They started letting the filmmaker speak right after, and he was getting choked up. Now, this was a great place to debut Armageddon Time because I think international crowds are going to be warmer to this film. I think when it gets stateside, I think it's going to face a little bit of trouble. There are a lot of undertones that seem a little tone deaf at the moment. There is a black character in the film that is homeless and that ends up living in his backyard. And Donald Trump is sort of in the movie. And I think as we are politically divided, I think people are ready just to move on from the Trump era. But surprise appearance by Jessica Chastain. Always welcomed.
I don't even know what to respond to that because I haven't seen it, but you had me intrigued. I don't think I can give an opinion until I see it. But what do you think about its Oscar chances? Obviously, it's very early, but Cannes is kind of the very, very unofficial kickoff with the first major festival.
Yeah, I think if you're seeing anything come from this, I think Jeremy Strong probably has the best chance. He has that quintessential Oscar clip. Other than that,
Anthony Hopkins?
No, I think the role's a little too small. Even though he is probably the saving grace character of the movie, he has the most sense, so to speak. But I think Focus Features has a lot better things coming down the road, like a new Todd Field movie that could really drum up some support. There
are a lot more films that are going to be making their debuts here at Cannes. I personally am incredibly excited to see Elvis, which is going to hit the red carpet and the Palais in just a few days. But Clayton, what else are you excited to see?
Oh, I mean, listen, Decision to Leave from Park Chan-wook. He made The Handmaiden a few years ago. He made Old Boy back in 2004. He is an amazing filmmaker. And I'm looking to see if this becomes a Drive My Car of the festival. It stars Tang Wei. And if anyone doesn't know who she is, go watch Lust Caution from 2007. Should have made her a big movie star. Unfortunately, it did not. But there are other things to look forward to. We have a new Owen Klein movie. The little brother from Squid and the Whale, who's Kevin Kline's son, made a movie. And he's in his debut in here. It's from A24. I can't wait to see it. It's called Funny Pages. And with that, there are a lot of acquisitions that are being made, but it's been very quiet here at Cannes, quieter than usual. A lot of studios have picked up some movies like Sony Pictures Classics. However, the streamers are nowhere to be found at the moment. Right now, their acquisition teams are here, but no one's made any announcements. Apple, Amazon, Netflix, all pretty quiet on that front. And we're waiting to see if they buy anything and if they will put it here for 2022 awards consideration. It's been a very quiet Cannes. Like, they're great filmmakers here, but we haven't heard that big $25 million pickup. And maybe the end of that era, we're seeing like Netflix cut back on stuff. Maybe that is indicative that, they're being conservative with their money.
I'm sure we will have some big sales, but you are right. Usually it seems like that news is coming from the beginning of the festival and it seems a bit slower. But you mentioned Netflix. We are here overseas, but we have to talk about what is happening back at home. Netflix has laid off 150 employees, which makes up 2% of their workforce in the United States.
Yeah, and the thing with that is where the cuts came, they cut their Contigo arm of Netflix. They cut their AAPI initiative. And while I appreciate that Netflix hired people of color in these positions, as we see now, when cuts need to be made, those are the first ones to go. And that's not the look you want for this. I think everyone needs to value those positions and make sure that those opportunities are there moving forward.
It makes it feel like it's just something that was done for face value, but not because they actually care. So definitely not a good look, but there's much more to come on that. There's also going to be much more to come from the Cannes Film Festival. So stick with us on Variety.com. We will have all of your news. And as for The Take, thanks as always for joining us.
Thanks for watching.